Вы готовы?
Готовы. Вау! Скажи скажи, I'm your best friend.
Ты скажи.
Нет, ты скажи.
Скажи, welcome back.
Я еще маленький.
Ты еще маленькая? Ты стесняешься?
Нет.
Welcome back to another episode of the Faces of ROCOR. I'm sorry we had to take a little break. Things got a little out of hand last season. We had kids started taking over the show, and there was an imaginary bear here, and yeah, it was interesting. So I realized that we have to get serious now. We can't just be talking to imaginary animals here. This is a very serious show. It is the strangest show on the internet right now, but we are a very serious show. When we started shooting this episode, the goal was to report back to you on what happened at the skeet since you donated.
Я вытрогала сейчас.
Да, пожалуйста, успокойтесь оба. Okay, сейчас. Я должен кое-что сказать. We will try to keep this very brief. You know the basic story. Two monks take a church that's been abandoned for 20 years and they start turning it into a monastery. When they got there, the floors are rotted through, the place was completely overgrown, there were drug addicts in the cemetery. It was a very dismal situation. But with their own two hands, they brought this parish back to life as a monastery, a skeet, which is a small monastery. And they needed your help with basic operating expenses because there was virtually no income at the skeet. These are not very exciting or glamorous things that we can take a picture of. For example, electricity, maintenance expenses, food expenses, liturgical supplies, equipment. Not only are you paying all of these basic operating expenses, but because you gave so much, Father Tikhon was able to... Извините, просто, Morty. Что ты хочешь сказать? Not only are you paying for all the basic operating expenses, you also bought Father Tikhon this brand new tractor that he can use to maintain the property and dig the graves at the cemetery. Thanks to you, the tractor is providing an additional source of income for the skeet. Father Tikhon doesn't need to pay an outside company anymore to come and dig the graves, all because of your gift.
А вы ожидали, что столько пожертвует?
У меня такое ощущение, что это не от людей, от Господа. То есть сам Господь послал людей, которые вот к нам пришли и как-то вот помогли. Потому что же ведь если человек помогает, значит что-то коснулось его сердца, правда же? Какая-то вот капелька Божьей благодати коснулась, и вот человек захотел. Не просто вот, чтобы вот, нате вам какую-то копеечку, а чтобы и мы молились тоже за этого человека.
Строители, благоукрасители, жертвователи, святые обители сия.
I think $107,000 at last count was kind of the lump sum initial, and then all of the monthly donors, almost 100 people signed up to donate every single month. You can't even imagine what that means for this monastery. Oh, thank you. What? Morty right here is my friend. I'll just come right out and say it. Morty and I went down to the skeet on a theophany. And while we were there, Morty helped me see the big picture. The ripple effect of your donation. After Morty and all his friends were triumphantly released, something happened. Morty didn't want to leave. That's when I had this epiphany. Why not bring Morty on the show? It's theophany, he's a bird, it's perfect, why not? But it wasn't so easy because Morty wanted to see the script first. I told him everything. I told him what you did for the skeet, how much money you raised, about the new tractor. But the problem is that you know, when I'm explaining all of these things like basic operating expenses to Morty, he has no idea what I'm talking about because he's a bird. But what Morty does see from his bird's eye point of view. Sorry, I hope I didn't ruffle any feathers with that comment. I realize that could be somewhat of a bird brain when it comes to all the bird puns. But anyway, now that the bird's out of the cage, we really can't help it, can we? But what Morty sees are people. Because the greatest ripple effect, the greatest result of your generosity at the skeet is that there are more services. And more services means that there are more people. Now, why are we talking about the people? Simply put, it's because your donation is affecting so many of them. When you donate to the skeet, you're not just helping your first hierarch or the monks. You're helping every single pilgrim, every man, woman, and child who comes to this holy monastery in search of Christ.
Вот мне кажется, это большая радость для человека и большое счастье. Чувствовать, что вот и моя какая-то копеечка, она вот участвовала в том, что вот храм раньше был закрыт, а сейчас он открыт. А сейчас в нем идет служба. Народ приходит, дети стоят в храме и молятся. Мне кажется, это большая благодарность человеку самому, даже вот осознавать вот это.
Morty pointed out to me that if we want the real story, we need to talk with the newest and youngest pilgrims, the kids. Because these children, right now, are falling in love with the skeet, thanks to you. Ну, расскажи мне, что тебе больше всего понравилось в скиту? То есть, почему? Я вижу, что ты поехал не один раз, а ты очень скоро вернулся уже второй раз. Значит, тебе понравилось?
Да.
А почему?
Ну, потому что там деревьев много. Ну, не как у меня, там больше. И дорога красивая, небо красивое.
Ну, что ты сказал? Did you say something?
Он сказал, он хочет говорить тоже.
Он хочет говорить тоже. Ну, как он не может разговаривать, он птичка.
Well, I remember from being a boy to look at the stars at night, or to walk through the forest, looking for mushrooms with my mother. And it's just the beauty of nature. We see God's fingerprints. It instills in you love for God.
Там есть церковь, и в церкви можно помолиться.
As a child, that's what I did. I went into the woods and had a secret church all to myself.
Есть качели, там можно друзей найти. Там не просто пусто, там есть чем заняться можно.
And what kind of games do you play?
We played the quiet game.
So it's fun to be quiet sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a little bit of quiet time,
Yeah.
right?
It's important that I have a place also to go and spend a quiet time.
Kostya is one of the future faces of ROCOR. And thanks to you, he and many others like him can now make regular pilgrimages to the skeet. And when your kids follow Valdika's example, they're actually following the example of the saints. They're following Christ.
I come there to spend time for myself as taking the example of saints. They long to be alone with God in prayer. They would go into the desert. We can't do that nowadays, but just to go through a forest to spend time alone with God.
This is why the skeet exists. It's a place for you to go and spend quiet time alone with God. This is the best part of the movie. The heart of the movie, I guess you could say, this next clip.
В этом кроется тайна самого вот этого места.
This community
the monastery, the hermitage, is not just for me, but for everyone, for all Orthodox Christians and those who are seeking orthodoxy.
This was Vladika's vision from the very beginning. However, it's very difficult to open the doors of the skeet while you're in survival mode. But thanks to you, the doors of the skeet are opening more and more every week. Thank you for giving Kostya and all the pilgrims an opportunity to walk through those doors. I invited Kostya on this show because I wanted to give you an idea of just how much your donation to the skeet is rippling. And this ripple effect happens with every dollar that you donate to ROCOR through the FFA. Thank you so much for not just reaching your goal in this campaign, but overreaching your goal.
Спасибо, что вы все поддерживаете скит. Мне там очень нравится. Спасибо.
Какая радость, что есть на свете такие люди, как вы, которые не остались равнодушны, которые откликнулись, которых коснулась наша, можно сказать, беда, и вы оказали нам вашу помощь. Вы сделали свое доброе дело. Теперь наша очередь молиться за вас, вам помогать нашей молитвой, нашей благодарностью и нашим упованием на Господа Бога, что Он за вашу добрую жертву, за вашу добрую милостыню и вас не оставит. Спаси вас, Господи. Храни Господь.
Thank you so much for watching this show. There is one thing that I've always wanted to say on camera, and thanks to my friend Morty, I can say it. No animals were harmed in the making of this episode. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and thank you so much for everything that you do for our church. God bless you. He thinks he's being really slick right now because he thinks that I can't understand what he's saying. Well, I may not be able to understand what he's saying. I know someone who does. All right, Nelson, you got to help me out here. Morty's giving me lip.
Where's Morty at?
I got him back at the studio, but I don't understand Pidgin. He says that no one can speak Pidgin. Do you speak Pidgin?
Little. I can translate.
So if I bring you a video of what he's saying, you'll be able to translate?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. I understand this is awkward for you now, but you know what? I warned you, and you should have known better. That's okay. Apology accepted. To work around the skeet. It's...
Папа,
Подожди, baby.
я взял каки туда.
Uh-oh. How long you been doing this?
Since I was 7 years old, in New York City rooftops.
So these will come back, all these guys?
Not all these guys. Some of the ones that are born here, they will. And they wind up coming back over 750 miles. Now, these are from different countries. You have Hungarian house pigeons. You got these big long ones from Egypt. Wow. These are German beauties here. Wow. These birds are from Syria. These are German beauties, and the ones in there with the white wings, they're actually Polish birds. Polish bougies. And then you have Italian owls over there. Ice Italian owls. You got World War I carrier pigeons. The big ones, when the First World War. After the Second World War, they went to racing homer pigeons a little faster. The reason is because Germany was actually, the Nazis were actually getting smart, and they intercept the birds. These birds were hawks with the falcons. So the United States said, let's get a faster bird, and they got into the racing homer. The racing homer can actually outfly the hawk at a straightaway, but at a downfall, the hawk gets it.
Ты, Миша, голодный?
Да, давай апельсиновое яблоко.
И водичку принесем ему?
Да.
Окей, пойдем.
Да, пойдем.
Скажи, бай-бай всем.
Бай-бай всем.
Бай-бай.